In this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually overcome driving anxiety, as well as practical tools and tips you can implement immediately to overcome that anxiety once and for all. My name's Andy. I used to have anxiety for 3 to 4 years until I found a way to recover naturally without spending years in therapy or taking meds. So this is actually a natural method. So I recommend you stay to the end of this video because I'm going to explain everything in detail. But first, I'm going to get a bit into my story first, and then explain to you exactly how you can address driving anxiety and actually anxiety in general, because I'm guessing you don't just have driving anxiety. Many people have somewhat of a generalized anxiety where they're anxious about everything. Some people have specific phobias. Maybe you only have driving anxiety. In that case, it's actually a lot easier if you just have a phobia rather than generalized anxiety. But the way I view anxiety from my personal experience, having recovered from anxiety naturally, and now having helped a bunch of people in coaching as well, is that the most important thing is that you stop listening to the anxiety, because the anxiety is actually lying to you. It's telling you lies of limitation. It's almost like an evil voice or something. You know, in those cartoons, they have like the devil voice and the angel voice. And anxiety is like that devil voice or something, to use an analogy, that is telling you, oh, don't drive, something bad's going to happen. Leave the house, something terrible is going to happen. Anxiety, fear. And you feel this crazy amount of fear towards doing something that normally should be totally fine, and there isn't a valid reason to be so fearful of, right? So anxiety and anxiety disorder, although I don't like the name because that label can make one identify as a victim. So often people say, my anxiety, oh, this, my anxiety, my driving anxiety. So they are the anxiety, but you're not the anxiety they are experiencing. You're aware of the anxiety, and you're watching this video because you want to change the anxiety now. You're done with the anxiety. You're like, enough is enough. I'm now ready to change my life. So let's dive right into it, okay? So what you want to do, first of all, is the number one thing when it comes to emotional healing and healing any trauma or anxiety pattern is to accept it. You know, this is because, as Carl Jung said, what you resist persists and may even grow in size. So most people with anxiety, they're resisting and fighting their anxiety. Consequently, the anxiety remains. It's almost like a boiling lid of water on a stove, and you're keeping the lid down, and eventually just like overflows and boom, explodes. Or there's Paul David's analogy, who wrote a great book about anxiety called The Last Life, where he says that it's like beating a broken arm or beating a broken leg. So most anxiety sufferers, they're like beating the arm, the broken leg, expecting it to get better. But how can that get better if we don't allow it to heal? We keep breaking the leg, it's not going to heal, right? So acceptance is the most important thing. Understanding that emotion is energy emotion and feeling is healing it. So you only want to allow it to be there. You don't want to battle it with the mind. That blocks healing, you know? So you surrender, you accept the anxiety for now, understanding that what you've done so far hasn't actually helped it. So can you let go of the fight? Can you instead invite? That was a freestyle. I didn't plan for that, but that was cool. Anyway, let's continue with the topic. So that's the number one thing, acceptance. That's the inner game. So you want to welcome the anxiety, because then it dissipates that energy. See, the anxiety is there because we pushed it down in a moment in the past, or many moments that actually accumulated towards something. Now we suppressed emotions because we were kind of raised like that. You know, we're told to shut up, fit in, or we went through a traumatic experience. It doesn't have to be some crazy trauma like war or something. It can just be a tiny thing, or it could be something we pick up in a movie, or we don't need to understand why, but for whatever reason, we didn't handle it. We pushed it down into our system, and now it's stored. There's anxiety. When it comes up, we don't want to feel it. So what do? We push it down, and then it leads to all kinds of crazy stuff, you know, manifesting in like, I can't leave the house and drive somewhere, okay? But we can actually heal anxiety. When I had anxiety, I went to the doctor, who said to me, you're going to have it for the rest of your life, and here's some pills, maybe you can manage it. In that moment, I said, no, this is not what I want. I want a natural solution. So I proceeded to read hundreds of books, you know, and just study like crazy. Back then, there wasn't videos like this. So what I'm sharing with you in this video is proven to work. And it's not only worked for me, but for other people I've helped as well. If you want some help, by the way, there's a link somewhere below to schedule a free discovery call. This is to see if my coaching program is a good fit for you, and if that can help you. If you would just want someone who's been there, who has helped others, to guide you through this process, I offer coaching, so you can schedule a call. Anyway, continuing with the topic, the next important principle is facing fear. You know, the more you do the uncomfortable, the more you become comfortable. So you listening to anxiety and not driving is actually reinforcing the anxiety. So what you want to do is you want to start driving, even if you feel afraid. Maybe you can start small, like just drive down the road or just drive to the supermarket and back, just buy something. Maybe if you can't do that, have someone drive with you in the beginning so that you feel more chill or something. Whatever you do, you just go for it. I remember I had to drive. I didn't have a choice. So I was freaking out while driving, getting panic attacks. But I understood that if I just keep exposing myself to the fear slowly but surely, that eventually it will just disappear, combined with acceptance and keeping myself busy and acting as though I'm anxiety free as best as I can. Obviously, not perfectly. That's why imperfect action is also an important principle, where it's like you cannot do this process perfectly, right? You might go drive 1 meter, freak out, panic. Okay, I'm done. Doesn't matter. You showed up, you did a tiny step, you went towards, even like just showing up in the car, turning on the engine. That's a win if you haven't even been doing that. So you do like these micro steps of exposing yourself to fear. Maybe then you just park the car into a different parking spot next to where you live or something. And then next time you drive down the other road, and then you just keep gradually exposing, combining with acceptance. And then you will actually find yourself getting a lot better over time and feeling literally like anxiety free and more calm. Sure, like it might often reoccur, the anxiety. You might experience setbacks where you have 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Maybe once you drove to your friend or supermarket and then it was like, oh, it was fine. Didn't feel any anxiety. Wow, where was anxiety? And then the next time you get in the car, freaking out again. That's not a setback. That's just a little bit more of that suppressed emotional baggage releasing, because healing happens in stages. It's not like it all gets released at once. That would be literally almost impossible. Although saying that can happen, be open to the idea that today is the last time you ever feel this way, because you might never know that tomorrow could be the day where it's gone. You don't know how much there is, but often it is the case that there is a process over time, So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let me know any questions, future videos you want, anything you're interested in. I'm here to help you and provide the most valuable content I can about overcoming anxiety. So definitely let me know what your insights were from this video. Also, I recommend that you face your fear. Maybe comment down below if you're going to go driving, do a challenge, and then let me know how it went. I would love to hear from you, because this is just me making a video towards towards the camera. I'd love to get some more community going on in the comments. So definitely comment below. And other than that, you'll probably get recommended another video by me here or something. Definitely check that out, because I think if you repeat this information into your brain and you keep learning about it, that's actually how you actually improve and get better and remember to take action on the right principles. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye, my friend.